Welcome to the second part of this presentation on how to use the Susy Stereotactic system from Inomed. In the first part, we dealt with the ring, and here we will look at how to do the stereotactic imaging and how to use the phantom. After you have mounted the ring, it is then time for the stereotactic imaging, and if you have a ceramic ring, then you might do a stereotactic MRI, but with the titanium ring you will perform a stereotactic CT or O-arm investigation. If you have a CT or O-arm in the OR, then you can use the ring clamp as previously described. If not, then you will use the CT ring holder. As we mentioned earlier, the ring has 4 pairs of holes for the 4 legs of the CT localizing box. All sides have 3 CT markers, but the right side, seen here, has an additional 4th marker. And it is very important that you place the right side of the localizing box on the right side of the ring. Place the box on the ring and make sure that the pins are introduced into the holes. Then introduce the first screw from under the ring and screw it into the hole in the box to fasten it, and repeat this with the other 3 legs. Then it is time to place the ring in the CT ring holder, and the extending part of the foot of the CT holder should be pointing away from the head, as seen here. Simply lift the ring into the holder and align the red lines on the holder with the red lines on the inside of the ring. And the P's should be on one side and the D's on the other side. To be honest, it is nowadays not absolutely necessary to match the red lines, and the modern planning software can handle some degrees of tilt. Anyhow, then lock the 2 screws with the socket wrench, and you can now perform your CT scanning, after which you remove the holder and the box. The CT or O-arm investigation can then be fused with a preoperative MRI, and if you have not already done the targeting, then it is now time to plan the target and trajectory, and this can be done in the Inomed planning system, in BrainLab, and soon also in Stealth Cranial. Anyhow, we will end up with 3 coordinates defining the target and 2 angles identifying the entry point and thus the trajectory. And you can make a printout of these coordinates, both for the frame and for the phantom. How the targeting is done is out of the scope of this lecture, but you will find an abundant material on this at the Stereotactic Academy, and during 2026 we will also add a guide to the Inomed planning system. We are expressing the location of the target using the 3 axes of the Cartesian coordinate system. Traditionally and with the Inomed phantom, X expresses the laterality, Y the anteroposterior position, and Z the depth. However, with Susy, X, Y, and Z are replaced with A, B, and C, and the origin, that is the central point in the stereotactic system, is at A, 100, with increasing values towards the right, B, 100, increasing in the anterior direction towards the nose, and C, 0, increasing upwards. As you see, the origin is not the same for the phantom and for Susy, so you will set different coordinates on these. I will explain the difference in the following slides, but this is not something you need to memorize, since your navigation system will tell you exactly which coordinates to use for Susy and which to use for the phantom. So it is then time to set up the phantom. Not all stereotactic systems have a phantom, and you can of course use the Susy frame without the phantom. However, this is an excellent opportunity to make sure that your coordinates are correctly set and make sense, and that your probe, radiofrequency electrode, or biopsy cannula is straight. In the phantom, you set the coordinates on the 3 axes. However, the coordinates of the phantom differs from the arc, and the origin of the phantom is x0, y0, and z50. As with the arc, the value of x increases to the right, the y in the anterior direction, and the z upwards. Thus, we set x, y, and z of the phantom according to the coordinates from the navigation system. We first set the laterality, the x, which in our example was -12, by turning the wheel until we reach -12. and the x is actually the a coordinate minus 100. We then set the anteroposterior coordinate, the y, which in this example was minus 3, by turning the wheel until we reach minus 3. And the y is actually the b coordinate minus 100. Finally, we set the depth, that is the set, which in this example was 46, by turning the wheel until we reach 46. And the set is actually equal to the set coordinate. You have now prepared the phantom, and it is time to assemble the arc and set the coordinates. And that is the topic for the third part of this presentation. Thank you for your attention.